Hi everyone, welcome to this edition of On the Couch. I'm Miss Natalie, your host, and now we have an exciting new guest ready to speak to you. Miss is Chantelle Hales. Hi Chantelle.
Hi, you
nice
okay?
to see you. Yes,
Nice
have a
to meet
seat,
you
have
as
a seat. Welcome to On the Couch, my dear.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, okay, you're welcome. Thank you for coming. Now, I hear you've written a very interesting book. Would you like to tell us about it?
The book,
Yeah.
my book, it's an autobiography. It's called
yes.
Beauty for Ashes.
Yes.
And it's a story about, basically, it's not a story, it's about my life and
Yes.
what I've been through, what I've had to overcome, and where I'm at now.
Oh wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
I always find it so brave of people when they can sit down and reflect on their lives and write about it, because it's such an inspiration to others, isn't it? Where you've been versus where you're going and where you're at now. It's amazing. You want to show the camera? Yeah, Beauty for Ashes, ladies and gentlemen, you must have for 2018 and beyond. All right, so would you like to tell me a bit about your story, Chantelle?
Yeah, but basically,
not too much because we want people to go.
Yeah, I'll try and narrow it down.
It,
I'll condense it.
Yeah.
Basically, like, my story started where I was a young girl and I didn't have a father around.
Yes.
And because I didn't have a father around, I became very insecure. I had low self-esteem.
Yeah.
I felt worthless. And then my sister's dad, she was born 4 years after me, but he kind of grew me up.
Okay, yes.
But when I got to like the age of 10, he left as well.
Oh.
So that had like a really detrimental effect on me, to the point that I started searching for like that male voice in my life from the age of like 14. And then that led me to like living a very promiscuous lifestyle at that age. And it got to the point where I had no self-worth. I didn't care about myself. I had like a bad reputation for myself at the age of like 14, 15. It was just it was really bad. Then there was like a time where I was going through like getting bullied, and I had all these girls attack me and
oh my God,
all these things, and panic attacks and anxiety.
Yes.
And then at the age of 16, I was walking home from school with one of my friends, and she just said to me that she wanted to swap coats with me because she preferred her coat and she preferred my coat and I preferred hers.
Yeah. As we do. Yeah.
As we do at the young age of like tender age of 16.
Yeah.
So we swapped coats.
Yeah.
And my coat was a little thin black jacket, and hers was a denim jacket. So I put her denim jacket on.
Right.
She put my coat on. And then half an hour later, I ended up in an argument with a girl that I believe was my friend, because she stayed at my house a couple of days before.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, just a couple of days.
Just a couple of days before she stayed at my house, so I thought she was my friend, but we had an argument. Her and her sister attacked me. She went into a house, another girl was attacking her with her sister, and then she came out and stabbed me in my back with like this really, really long like knife, like a bread knife.
Oh my God.
And then when I got to the hospital, the doctors said that the coat that I was wearing saved my life.
Wow. Just in that moment, if you hadn't swapped coats with your friend, then you wouldn't be here today sitting on this interview.
Yeah. But I truly believe that it was God that saved my life.
Right, that's
but
right.
At that point, I didn't realise, because I wasn't brought up in the church or anything, so I didn't believe or know that there was a God. I used to pray.
Yes.
But I didn't understand that.
Who God was.
I didn't understand who he was. I just used to pray when I was younger. And during this time, I used to always think that one day, with all the stuff that's going on in my life, I'm going to write a book about my life.
Oh, wow.
That's what I used to think.
Yes.
Anyway, fast forward a year, I ended up getting pregnant with my daughter. Her father was really abusive to me and just reiterated to me that I was nothing and worthless, and that's all that I deserved. And then there was a point where he ended up getting locked up for something. And then a friend suggested that I got into lap dancing, so then I became a stripper at the age of 19.
Wow. My goodness, such a young age as well, isn't it?
So much happened in those like
between the ages of like 14 and 19, so much took place.
A lot. That just made me feel worse about myself. Like, that made me feel like I'm nothing. Like, I already felt like that, and I thought that I'd get confidence from doing something like that, but
it made you feel worse.
And it made me look at men like they're all the same. Most of the men that come in here are married, and I just had no hope, to be honest.
Like, no confidence in men.
No confidence in men. No
Yeah.
hope in anything. No worth in myself. Nothing.
That's interesting because, you know, a lot of the guys that came in were actually married, and it's like, you know, their wives are at home.
Yeah.
And it's like not knowing where they are.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and
my
I just
goodness.
thought this is what all men are like, so I'm never going to have a man that's going to want me anyway, but if I ever did, I wouldn't trust him.
Yes, which is a big thing, isn't it? Trust is one of the main things in a relationship.
Of course.
Alongside love, you know, trust
of course.
is another. Yes.
And then, like, at the age, like, after about 2 years of doing that, or 3 years, I remember I came home one night from the strip club.
Yes.
And I stumbled upon a gospel TV channel.
Oh wow, yeah.
And I used to cry, and I was thinking, who is this man? Who's Jesus? Like, who is this man that wants to be a father to the fatherless? Like, who is this God? And I found myself that every time I used to go to work, to the strip club, I used to come home and put UCB gospel on and cry and go to sleep.
Oh, that's powerful, yeah.
Yeah. And then a year later, I ended up giving my life to Jesus. But just that in itself, the way it happened, I walked out. I was at work in the strip club.
Yes.
I said to the manager, I need to leave early because for some reason I need to go to church tomorrow. Like, this overwhelming feeling came over me, and I was like, I need to go to church. I don't know why, but I need to go to church. So I said to him, I need to leave early. He said, why are you making loads of money? I said, I need to go to church. And he started laughing and said, if you walked into a church and set on fire. And I was like, I don't care.
Did you know? Yeah, that's right.
Look, I am on fire now. I'm on fire for Jesus. Amen.
Right.
So speaking prophetically.
Yeah, that's right.
And then I walked out of that strip club. The next morning I walked into church and gave my life, and never went back.
Oh, that is such an amazing story. And what would you say? How has that changed your life now?
Oh, God has completely changed my life. It's made me realise that I am fearfully and wonderfully made, like it says in His word.
Yes, amen.
He is a father to the fatherless. He is my father.
Yes.
I'm worth something. He's given me my worth, and he's given me purpose. He's given me hope.
Yes, and real confidence.
Confidence. Yeah. I'm just really happy. And you know, then I met my husband, and I got married. And
and that's amazing. Like, going from the place where you felt all men were the same, and then you couldn't trust them, and then to the point where now you're married. And it's a real turnaround, isn't it?
Completely. And when I first got saved, I decided that's the point. Now I'm going to start writing my book.
Oh,
so
that's
that was
fantastic.
10 years ago.
Yes,
and it took me 10 years to actually write it, because there was more that had to happen in my story for me.
That's right. Get to the place. Yes.
So then I released my book the 14th of February this year.
Really? Oh, that's amazing. Would you like to show the camera your book again? Okay, so this is available, ladies and gentlemen. Beauty for Ashes. Yes.
And like, if someone wants to get it, it's on a site called lulu.com.
Right, okay.
So like, all they have to do is put my name, Chantelle Hales, and Beauty for Ashes into Google, and it'll come up.
And it'll come up. Yeah. That is fantastic. I mean, listening to your whole story is so intriguing and can relate to so many people out there, because you have, you know, from the age of 14, that search, you know, wanting to find love and looking in the wrong places, and then going through a period of being bullied as well. I mean, what would you say to any young girls out there, and young men, because it happens to boys as well? It's just that women tend to talk about it more. You know, looking for that self-worth, looking for that love. You know, what would you say to?
I'd say that they can only find that worth. They can only find their true worth in the Lord, because He created all of us for a purpose.
That's right.
A lot of the times we're walking around feeling like we're worthless and we have no purpose, but our purpose and our hope is found in Jesus.
That's right.
Once we surrender to God, that's when He shows us who we truly are and what we are created for.
That's right.
And so that's what I would say. I'd say that, you know, we can try and fill that void that we feel inside with guys or money and all those things, but we'll never fill that void, because it's a God void and only God can fill it.
Only He can fill it. That's why it's like you can search, you know, the songwriter says we can search all over and still don't find anyone like Him, you know. It's because what was interesting as well is one of the things you said is when you started doing the lap dancing, and you thought that would give you the esteem and the confidence you need, but instead you felt worse. You know, and I found that interesting as well, because so many times we look at the celebrities, we look at singers and dancers and things like that and think, oh wow, they're so confident, isn't that? And you know, to be honest, maybe a lot of them are, but on the other side we don't see the other side of how it feels afterwards.
There's a lot of insecurities, and even in that world of lap dancing, like a lot of the girls, you look at them and just think, wow, she's absolutely amazingly beautiful and she's making a lot of money, but deep down they'll just tell me that they feel like they've got no worth and they're very insecure. So it's like, like I said this before, fake it till you make it.
Right.
And that's what we used to do, like pretend that we're confident, but really, your steam's really low, and that's what I found with a lot of lap dancers.
Yeah.
And a lot of people in general, especially people that come across as overly confident.
Yes.
A lot of times it's like
the opposite is going on.
Yeah.
That's right. It's so true, Chantelle. I mean, just it sounds like a vicious cycle then, because then people go into it, we go into things like that to gain confidence or to gain self-worth, and then the more you do it, the less you have, and then the less you have, the more you put the mask on, and it just goes on and on and on. But thank God for Jesus.
Amen.
That he found you one day. And even, the UCB channel, it was the UCB, you said you used to watch, and sometimes we underestimate what God TV can do, but not everyone can get into a church setting, or not everyone can, wants that, has that desire to go.
True.
But if you can put the telly on, as you did.
And it's just amazing because, like I said, I found that UCB channel, which was how many years ago?
Yes.
And then literally, last month, 2 months ago, I was interviewed on UCB radio about my story.
Oh,
and I was like,
fantastic.
Full cycle, and then
it has come full cycle, yeah.
And then the BBC West Midlands wanted to interview me on the radio, so I did a radio interview with them. I'm like, all these secular platforms, not UCB but BBC, like, want to hear my story. And
that's right.
I went in the interview with the BBC, and as soon as I came out of that room, off the radio station, another producer was waiting. It was like, I want to do a video of you for our web pages and Facebook pages.
For real?
So then I did that, and 60,000 people have seen that video on Facebook so far.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing. So that just shows how many people you're impacting.
And it's the Lord, like, He's opening all these doors. The Voice newspaper did a full-page article, and the guy said to me, you don't usually do a full-page article.
Oh my goodness.
And I was like, God, you're just opening all these doors, and I'm grateful because you've given me a purpose, and I want to help people, and I want other people to see that there's hope. I want them to look at me and think, if God can change her life, He can change mine. And it's no respect of persons, we just have to surrender to Him. So that's what I do, because I want to give Him all the glory. I just love Him so much.
Yes, and He sure is getting the glory, Chantelle. I'm so privileged to have you on my show, sitting on the couch with me today. I think, the scripture that comes to mind in Romans 8, when it says all things work together for good, to those that are called according to His purpose, and to those who love Him. And I think, we can really see visibly how your life is working together for good. Everything that happened to you was not in vain, from being promiscuous, from being bullied, from, in a domestic violent relationship, and coming out. And now, God has just really put you on a platform where you can help other people. It's fantastic.
I'm grateful. I feel honoured, because I had guys use me in the past, and now I'm being used by the Lord Almighty.
That's right.
I'm like, Lord, use me. I'm so honoured.
For His purpose.
I'm grateful. And also, me and my dad, our relationship's been restored.
This is fantastic.
So now I've got an amazing relationship with my dad. Me and my daughter are going to see him next month in New York. And he's in New York, so it's just amazing. Like, everything that was broken, God's brought it all back together, and He's fixed it all together, and He's just really just done an amazing work in my life. Yes.
I think, another scripture comes to mind. This one. It says, I will restore unto you all the years that the locusts have eaten. And then it goes on to say the palmer worm and the caterpillar, all kind of different things that erode your life or try and eat away at different areas of your life, and then He takes them and brings them back together again. And I think that's so fantastic. Anyone who's watching out there, if you're listening, watching, whatever it is, here's Chantelle. She's the evidence of what God can do and how it can change your life completely. If you're being bullied, she's experienced it.
Being stabbed and
she could have died. Been at death
door. Panic
anxiety. Coming through a domestic, violent relationship, being promiscuous, no self-worth, to sitting up here today telling us that God has a purpose for her, and she's discovered it, and it keeps on unfolding. It keeps unfolding, and how He's taking her through. In Revelation it says that, behold, I set before you an open door that no man can close, and that's what He's doing. And as you go through one door, it leads to other door, right? It's fantastic.
I'm just in awe, because my book was released in
February. You said,
and since that day, every single weekend I'm asked to speak somewhere, and
wow,
like even this evening I'm speaking at another event.
Yeah.
And I was like, Lord, I did say to God, I said, Lord, can I have June off, please? And so far, no one's asked me to speak in June.
Wow, it's amazing.
Even though a guy did ask me to speak at his church in New York when I go.
Yes.
So that's fine, because that's still on
part
my
of your holiday. Yes.
Yeah, and I'm just like, God, what are you doing? Like,
it's amazing.
He takes the foolish things of the world. He takes the things and the people that you'd least expect, just to show his glory, just to show how amazing he is and what he can do. And I'm just grateful and honoured to be used by him.
And I am grateful that you said yes to the Lord, and that you're yielding to him, and that you're just being available, and all can be found in the pages of this book.
Yeah.
Beautiful Ashes.
It's just
a glimpse of it, isn't it?
Yeah.
I can imagine.
It's very deep.
I can imagine. And I can imagine how much people you'll inspire and reach through your story. It's amazing. Ladies and gentlemen, the Bible says we overcome by the blood of the Lamb and by the word of our testimony. And Chantelle has given us a glimpse of her testimony today. This is her overcoming the wiles of the enemy, overcoming the plans that he had for her, and allowing God to transform it into the plans that he has. Because he says he knows the thoughts and plans that he has for us. Thoughts and plans of good and not evil. Thoughts and plans of peace to give us hope in our final outcome. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching. This is Chantelle Hales. Go out and buy the book. It's available on
lulu.com, and it's called Beauty for Ashes.
Wonderful. And your name?
Chantelle Hales.
Oh, fantastic. God bless you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you very much.
Tune in next time, ladies and gentlemen. On the couch, we'll be right here. We'll see who we'll have on next week's show. Thank you very much.